Hello, hello, my dear Soul Tribe family. Before we start today, I want to talk to you about something. The inspiration simply came from all the tents that came out, right, in the last readings. Like we had a few readings where there were a lot of tens, and I told you about the tens that it's very interesting because in the tarot, in the minor arcana, we have four tens because we have four elements, four different energies or areas of life, right? And that two are ending kind of in a very positive light, and two are ending in a more heavy energy, right? And I thought that I wanted to explain this to you because very often I'm talking to you about the fact that the biggest mistake that we might make it is to believe that we are supposed to become more understanding, more tolerant. This is the main idea, right? I'm a healer, right? Formed in psychology, I am dealing with a lot of people who are going through narcissistic abuse or who grew up in dysfunctional families. And very often, what keeps those people stuck at the end of the day, it is they are said, they think that they might be too sensitive, that they might create issues. And what is keeping them stuck, in fact, is that they think that they need somehow to become more comfortable to other people, right? And I try here to tell you and explain to you that it's very, very important to be able to see the reality for what it is, right? Some people will never listen to you. Some people are stuck. Some people are projecting. Some people they are not interested in healing, in listening. They are all driven by their own fears, their unhealed wounds, and they are putting it all on other people. And so when you are just trying to be more loving, more understanding, less sensitive to all those kind of things, at the end of the day, it is at your own detriment. So I wanted to share with you here what the tarot is saying, because I don't know if you know, but the tarot, in fact, it is talking about the spiritual path of the human being. So in the major arcana, we are talking about the big picture, and in the minor arcana, we are more in the practical of life. As said, we have four elements. The four elements are the ones. This is talking about the energy of life. This can be, for example, an idea. The cups, we are here with feelings and intuition. It goes together. With the swords, we are talking about the mind. It is the thought process. We are talking also about communication. It goes together. And then we are with the pentacles, which is talking about the manifestation, the concrete life. So it can be money, it can be work, it can be our body, our health, for example, right? So the two positive cards that we have, it is the cups, the emotions, right? And the manifestations, the money, all those kind of things, right? But as said, we have heavy energies. And this is what I want to talk to you about, because I think that it's very interesting to look at them. What are they saying, in fact, right? So here, with the 10 of Wands, we are talking about burdens, right? This is talking the end of the cycle of some kind of energy of creation. It is letting go of burdens. This card is telling you you are carrying too many burdens, and especially not just your burdens, you are also carrying other people's burdens. and you need to let them down, right? You need to let go of those burdens because they are taking you down. Look at the position of this person. They are burdened. They can't even look what's going on in front of them because of all those burdens, right? So this is very important, especially if you are dealing, with a narcissist, with dysfunctional families, and you are the scapegoat. So you are carrying all those burdens that you need to be able to let down, right? And then the second one, we are here with the swords. What is this card saying? There is some kind of thought process that you have that you need to let go. It has to come to an ending, right? As said, with the swords, we are also talking about communication. So this might also mean, for example, stop communicating, trying to explain yourself to people, trying to make yourself be understood by people who at the end, it doesn't work. Let it go because it is taking you totally down. This idea that you have in your mind is at the end of the day, you have no energy because of that, right? So, I kind of felt that it was the right place to talk about that because truly, when I'm doing my readings, I'm a positive human being. As a healer, of course, I want to think that people can heal, right? And at the end of the day, yes, people can heal, but do they want to heal? Are they in the mindset of healing? Many of them are not, and if not, then they won't heal, right? And it's not on you to carry those burdens, right? Sometimes you have to let go of this idea that things can go the way that you want them to go, because it's not the case. So sometimes the healing, it is about putting down the burdens and letting go of some kind of ideas. This is what I wanted to share with you. I think that it's interesting. It's important to be able to understand that all this idea of some kind of ideal world, right? Being fed by hope. Hope can be beautiful, but at the end of the day, it can also be your own ending, right? If you don't see when you need to be able to let go of hope, then you stay stuck, right? So anyway, this being said, let's get into a reading. I hope that it was interesting. I hope that I made myself clear. I don't know why I felt inspired to talk about it, but I did. So, let's get into a reading. What are we supposed to talk about today? What are the energies right now? Let's see. So, tell me. Ooh. Enamor in reverse. Okay. You might have gone to an ending of some kind of hope, maybe, and you are not enamored anymore. Divine Feminine. I like that. And then we have the opposite. We have the Divine Feminine, and then we have the Jezebel. Okay, interesting. Interesting. The Rising Star in reverse. Okay, kind of feel that we are talking about self-love in the 5th position. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, it feels here for the moment, right? That somebody was dealing with the Jezebel, right? They were dealing with the Jezebel. This is the driving energy, right? So they were dealing with a Jezebel, which they might have been very much enamored by, and it kind of feels that they are not in love anymore with this Jezebel, and it kind of feels that there is some kind of divine feminine energy here that has change the game, right? Maybe because of this divine feminine, they are not in love, or were they in love with the Jezebel? Were they under some kind of trauma bond with the Jezebel? Anyway, they were with the Jezebel, but it kind of feels here, when I see the divine feminine, for me, I'm thinking about the collective, obviously, and it doesn't have to be feminine, right? You can be a masculine and still be a divine feminine, and it doesn't mean that you are gay, right? It means that you are in your divine feminine energy. We are talking about the energy of Venus, the way you love, the way that you see beauty in life, your inner world, all those kind of things, right? The path shift, the test, the change, we are talking here about self-love. So what changed the game, from what I can see here, right? It is that somehow, by being in contact with you, so it might be truly someone who is in contact with you in real life, but it can also be that somebody is inspired by you in some kind of way, and the change is coming from them working on their self-love. And once they work on their self-love, it kind of feels that this energy that was so present in themselves, which was the energy of the Jezebel, this is driving energy here, right? They don't like it anymore. They don't love it anymore, right? We might be talking about a masculine or a feminine. We might be talking even about someone that was into the energy of the Jezebel, and now they don't want to be there anymore. There is something here that they might understand, that they were not acting from a true place of self-love, and that something here is changing. With the rising star in reverse in the foundation and stability, kind of feels to me that I kind of see the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, so we have here the North Node and the South Node, very interesting. We have the alignment of chakra. In the healing, let's take two more cards. We have the Lust and we have the Courthouse in reverse. Okay. Honestly speaking, I kind of feel that somebody was in their South Node and some kind of Jezebel has taken control over them, making them a lot of promises. They are going through a difficult moment right now, right? The change, the path shift, all of this, they were supposed to be in self-love. Were they in self-love? No, they were not, because if they would have been, they might not have been able to... In fact, no, I'm coming back on my words, because, you know, at the end of the day, is it about self-love? No, very often it's about healing, right? I wanted to say, if you are in self-love, then you don't fall into all the manipulation and all those kind of things, and you don't tolerate things that you shouldn't tolerate. I don't believe in that, right? I believe that you can be in self-love, you can be in self-respect, but simply because you grew up with people who have not respected your boundaries and made you feel very uncomfortable when you were putting up boundaries, you might have the belief that you are not supposed to have boundaries. So it doesn't come from a lack of self-love, self-respect. It comes from a place of not knowing better, right? Simply. So somebody here is very interesting. The South Node and the North Node, this is what must be done. Somebody who is acting, when we are talking about the South Node, this is your karmic self, right? The North Node, it is your destiny, the healing, the healed version of you, you acting from your higher self, right? So here, the thing is, somebody, it's very interesting because we have, as said, very opposite energies. Between the divine feminine and the Jezebel, it's totally opposite. The divine feminine, we are talking about the North Node. The Jezebel, we are talking about the South Node, right? And then we have here the South Node and the North Node being those opposite energies, right? So, we are talking here about someone who I kind of feel that they have been influenced by this Jezebel energy. Things are not going well. Maybe they thought that it would elevate them in some kind of way. It was a test for them, right? What would they choose, their South Node or their North Node? Would they be in self-love or not, right? The healing is the alignment of their chakra. Will they do that? This is talking about alignment, right? So we are talking here about someone who is unhealed. Yeah, so it kind of feels that their weak spot, it is lust. It's interesting because, Kev, you are not watching this, but if you are watching this, you are funny. The lust is 69, right? Ah la la, this is funny. Yeah, listen, somebody here has made a very, very bad judgment, and the outcome here might be a big backfiring. We have the courthouse in reverse, we have the rising star in reverse. So, wow. Am I counting right? Yeah, this is 100. 23 plus 77. 77, 80. Yeah, it's 100. 10 times 10. 1, 0, 0. You know that the 0 we are talking about cycles and we are talking about experience. Yeah, it kind of feels here that somebody won't have any other choice but to face themselves here, right? Okay, so it kind of feels that somebody here met you. It was their option to grow, but there is a Jezebel here that took them down. Yeah, they truly took them down with the rising star here in reverse. They might have wanted to take you down, might be, and it might be that they have taken this person down because this person being in this energy of the Jezebel, they were acting from their North Node, from their South Node. But now, right, there is here some kind of situation. Are we talking about an ex, for example, that wanted to keep your person stuck, right? Because they might have tried to avoid some kind of divorce. So they knew how to stimulate your person. And at the end of the day, you came in this person's life as an opportunity for them to grow, go from their South Node to their North Node, and they have totally disrespected you because they were under the influence of this Jezebel energy, not making any excuses, right? We are supposed to be in control here. Okay, interesting. So let's get a little bit deeper into all of that. I'm thinking, what deck do I want to use? Let's use this one. Okay, let's get a little bit more information about all of this. It's interesting because I'm looking at the enamel in reverse, right? It is also a 63, which is a 9. A 9 in reverse. It kind of feels to me that somebody was trying to avoid some kind of ending of a relationship. So I truly feel here that we are talking about an ex. An ex that didn't want their ex to move on, right? Tell me here, the enamel in reverse. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, somebody was dependent of somebody else. Look, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so I truly feel here, it doesn't have to be, right? All our situations are different, but I kind of feel here that there was some kind of ending of a connection. And that this Jezebel here didn't want to release. The reason why, we have the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse, this is talking about being dependent on someone. So it might be being dependent because of money, finances. It might be because of status, ego, all those kind of things. We are talking here, the Pentacles in reverse. There is some kind of opportunism, being materialistic, being all about appearances. Might be talking about someone who's very lazy and they are counting on their charms in order to get whatever they want. Here, yeah, it was all about trying to dominate a situation, have some kind of control over someone. Let's see. No, you cannot see all the cards. Can you hear? Wait, I will take it a little bit. Okay, up. Yeah, here you can see all the cards. Yeah, okay. So this is the thing. So the main subject here, it is a separation or somebody who fell out of love for someone. And they were trying to control that because there is some kind of financial or material dependency, right? So it was all about trying to control this person. Yeah, I kind of feel that then this person met you. And this is the reason why this Jezebel came back and came back very, very hard. Tell me here, the Divine Feminine. Yeah, look. The Two of Wands. Yeah. So there was here some kind of planning, someone looking at your direction, planning something for the future. There was here a real interest that might have led to something great. Yeah, this person was trying. I kind of feel that we are talking truly about the Jezebel, but we might also be talking about the person that was influenced by this Jezebel. Yeah, they were trying to, in order to block this Two of Wands energy, right? Having someone plan a future with you, not allowing this connection, this divine connection to happen, this here is talking to me about slander, right? Yeah. This also tells me that, we have here in the place of karma and manifestation, we have lust, right? So to be very honest, I kind of feel that the person that we are talking about here, I kind of feel that they might not have understood even your value. Because if they are in the lust energy, chances are that they might have been very attracted to you, right? When you are a divine being, right? If you are in the energy of the divine being, then, you might be physically attractive, but this is not the most attractive part of you, right? And to be very honest here, I kind of feel that this person might not be at your level because they are in this lust energy. They can easily be swayed by lust, right? It is not somebody who, at the end of the day, is even able to truly value your energy, right? Okay, tell me about this Jezebel. What should we know about the Jezebel here? Yeah, listen, we are talking about an ex. I kind of feel that we are talking about an ex. We have the Hierophant here. This is talking about traditions. This is talking about marriage. Three of Wands, some kind of thing that should have happened that is not happening. Things are not going according to plan. So it can be an ex. It can also be somebody, you know, that was somebody of the family. It can be somebody of the family, because we have here, this is the energy of the traditional contract, right? So we might be talking about family, we might be talking about someone who is part of a spiritual group, for example, right? I'm saying it might be a parent because you might not be the same religion, or you might have some kind of different belief, and so they didn't want you to go with someone else, and so they didn't want this person to go towards someone like you for some kind of reason, because you might not have the same kind of traditional beliefs, and they might have said a Jezebel, or they might have tried to keep this person in a very, very low vibration, you know? Yeah, I truly feel here that we are talking about an attack on a beautiful union, right? A beautiful union, but I want to be very honest with you, right? I kind of feel that it was a beautiful union for the other person, more than for you, because in the reality, what I feel here, it is that we might be talking about someone that might not be the phrase that comes to me, the casual phrase, is the person is not at your level, right? But I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, right? It's just that you are not operating from the same place, right? They are into lust energy, and so as said, you might be attractive for whatever reason. You might be attractive physically, you might be attractive because of your status, because of your intelligence, because, I don't know, you might be attractive at a superficial level, but there is much more here, right? It is like somebody who is attracted by a book, right? Because the cover of the book is beautiful, and they will never get into the book, they will never read the book. You understand what I mean? You are someone that your value is into the book. It's not the cover. Yeah, the cover might be great, right? But it's not enough. So I kind of feel that this is what we are talking about here. Okay, so tell me something more here about this Jezebel energy. The Emperor. Yeah, listen. With the Jezebel energy, we also have the number 97. Okay? This is a 16. This is a tower. A Jezebel is coming in your life, creating a tower. This is what they are doing. They are destroying everything, because a Jezebel, it's all about me, 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 me. We are talking here, this is the narcissist, right? This is the image of the feminine narcissist, you know, the feminine that will use her charms. Like I tell you, it is kind of the opposite of the divine feminine. This is the karmic feminine. This is the feminine that will use her charm in order to get whatever she wants, and it's all about me, 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 me. This is what we are talking about. So this here was truly about the person that you were dealing with. They had to take the lead, right? They had to be in their emperor energy. They had to be stable. But it might also mean that somehow, if we are talking about an ex, we are talking about family, we are talking about something like that, that saw you as a threat, right? So they have promised something, some kind of stability to this person. Let's say that we are talking about an ex. Let's say that your person wanted to have another child and the Jezebel didn't want, and they promised that they would give them a child. If we are talking about family, they might have proposed to them some kind of job to take their attention away and make them understand that at the same time, you know, it's easy to make someone understand that we don't accept this person, you know, and like it's a conditional connection, right? Okay, let's see here the rising star. What is going on here? With this rising star. Tell me the rising star in reverse. The Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords. It truly turned on the table. I kind of feel that it wanted to turn this way, right? So we have 7 and 7, first of all, which is very interesting because we have the 7 and 7 here on the rising star card itself. With the 7, 7, we have 14, which is the temperance card. This person came in, right, this Jezebel energy. Doesn't have to be a feminine also, right? The same way as the divine feminine doesn't have to be a feminine. You might be a feminine, you might be a masculine, right? The Jezebel, it's the same. It can be a masculine being in their Jezebel energy. So, the rising star 7-7, we have 7-7 here, right? 14, temperance. So it was all about destroying the balance of someone. We have the 14 and the 16 here. Temperance in reverse, trying to block some kind of alchemization, right? The union from you and this person. We might be talking about love, we might be talking about something else, but it was a powerful union in some kind of way, right? And then we have the tower here. So we have the tower and we have the temperance in reverse. Yeah, listen, this person, your person, I would say your person, right? They were put in some kind of energy where they needed to wait, because I'm getting another message. Okay, no. The person that we are talking about here, they were trying to protect their own plans, their own desires, whatever served them. This is what they were trying to do. They were trying to protect something of theirs, and you were a threat into that, right? With the 7 of swords, lying, stealing, manipulating, right? Cheating, all of those things. I kind of feel that it came out in kind of reverse. It was like this. Usually I turn it clockwise, but it kind of came like this and it turned like that. So I kind of feel that it came in the reverse. And so this is telling that somebody might see now something, right? When the 7 of swords is in reverse, it is whatever has been done with this hidden agenda is coming to light. So it might mean that the person that has acted in the 7 of swords energy, lying, stealing, manipulating, cheating, backstabbing, all those kind of things, they are coming clean. Most of the time, it's not the case, right? It just comes out, or somebody is paying attention, right? So, okay, let's see here what's going on with the self-love. Very, very interesting. So, the test, the change, what should have happened, it was self-love, right? This was, once again, we are with the 59, which is a 14, which is temperance, right? So the union with you would have brought temperance. Wherever they decided to go because they operated from their south node, brought them temperance in reverse, right? So yeah, so here's the thing. They didn't see that you were coming from a very, very pure heart. This is what they didn't see. Because maybe, I said, you might have been slandered. You might, maybe, you know, if we are talking about someone who is all about lust, right? This is their energy. So they might look at your pure heart like something uninteresting at the end, right? If we are talking about someone who's all about, it's just an image that I will give, right? Let's say that we are talking about someone who's a little bit sleazy. They might even have some kind of sexual addiction, let's say, right? And you are all about a pure and divine love, right? You might even be in this virgin energy. Doesn't mean that you are a virgin, but in this energy, right? You give a lot of respect to the sexual act, right? We are talking about love. We are not even talking about sexuality. Totally uninterested. They are totally uninterested. They want to bring you to their side, their kinky side, right? So I kind of feel that they didn't even consider, this is what I tell you, right? I feel that at the end of the day, you didn't lose anything because this person was not at a place where they could appreciate who you truly are. So now they lost something because you could truly have avoided them to still deal with this Jezebel energy. You were a present for them. You might have taught them self-love, self-respect, right? To go from the south node to the north node. But it kind of feels that they were influenced by this Jezebel energy, right? And so they stayed in their south node. It's difficult for me to pronounce it. Okay, so yeah. South node, north node, sixth place. Yeah, listen. Absolutely. Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah. No self-love. This was a test, right? We are in the place of the test. You were here to bring them some kind of balance in their life. They refused it. Why? Because they stayed in their toxic karmic ways. They were very easy to influence. We might, as said, also be talking about the Jezebel themselves, right? Masculine or feminine. We might. You were the option here for something new, something better, some kind of growth. They refused it. They stayed in their ways. We were talking about the Ten of Swords. I told you this is an idea coming to some kind of end. It is in reverse. It's in reverse, right? They decided to continue to operate from this place of lack of self-love, a karmic place, right? Continuing to act the same way. You were their chance to get out of this South Node energy. They didn't take it. They didn't take it. Okay, let's see here with the chakra. this is very strong because I kind of feel that just being around your energy, right, would have somehow changed the game for them. Tell me here about the chakra. Tell me. Yeah, listen. We are talking here about someone who is not healing. There is some kind of darkness that they are not touching. They are not getting there, right? I kind of feel that being in touch with you because you are so authentically you, I kind of feel that whatever there is here in this moon energy, right? Things that are hidden, things that maybe this person doesn't have access to, maybe things that they don't see about themselves, you might have given them some kind of help, maybe even without doing anything, without wanting, just by being yourself, right? But we are talking here about someone that instead of taking their time and heal, it's not what they are doing. It's not what they are doing, right? We might even be talking here about someone who's avoiding their own thoughts. They are avoiding their own presence. Might be talking about someone that cannot be by themselves. And if they are by themselves, they will always do something. It's not somebody that will just, sit, think, journal. It's not. We are talking here about someone. I truly feel somebody that might be trying to avoid themselves, right? And this is why at the end of the day, when someone is in this energy, it's very easy for Jezebel to come in, right? Tell me here about this lust energy. What should we know about the lust energy? Yeah, listen. We have the smear campaign card here. The Knight of Swords. I truly feel here more that we are talking about two people, right? A Jezebel that saw a person coming in touch with you, right? They didn't want this to happen. They wanted to keep your person stuck, right? This is what they wanted. They might have known that being in touch with you was an opportunity for this person to have some kind of elevation, right? They didn't want it to happen, right? But they knew that this person was easy to attract. And I truly feel that they have occupied all their time, right, in order for them to switch their energy towards to not have the ability to give the energy towards you. It's truly like manipulation by occupying somebody's space. I kind of feel here with this Knight of Swords that we are talking about someone who has done their very best for someone not to be able to think even, right? Reckless behavior. It goes totally with the lust, right? Because with the Knight of Wands in reverse, very, very fiery energy. Yeah, we are talking about someone who's very schmexual, right? And I kind of feel that this Jezebel energy knew how to control this person, manipulate this person. But this is where I'm telling you that at the end, it's not a big miss for you, because we are talking here about someone who's kind of a jelly bag, right? They have no spine. It's very easy to manipulate them. Very easy to manipulate them, right? It's somebody weak. Yeah, I'm talking about somebody weak. Tell me about the courthouse here in reverse. The Eight of Cups. Taking distance. I truly feel, right, we might be talking about someone who dreamed of having somebody like you in their life, right? But at the end of the day, when you came in, they were totally unprepared. There was a snake there, flying around, wanting to maintain some kind of control over them, right? In order not to see them being in alignment, right? It was all about keeping them in this south node energy. We are talking, the person that we are talking about, right? That you are related to, they have very toxic, a very toxic environment. People in their life that want to keep them in this karmic energy. And I kind of feel that at the end of the day, with this courthouse in reverse, you might have been their divine justice, their ability to get out of this toxic energy, right? Low vibrational kind of living, right? Where it's all about pentacles in reverse, right? Pentacles in reverse. The devil energy, right? 69, 15. I understand now the 69, but it's very, very. 15, the devil's energy, right? This is where they are. They are stuck now in this devil's energy because there was some kind of divine calling. I kind of feel that the courthouse here that came at the end of the day, it was about bringing them some kind of justice, right? So we might be talking about somebody who's very, very, very nice, right? That is totally abused by everyone. They might be the black sheep, the scapegoat, all of this. But you were their opportunity here. But they chose the wrong side. That's it. They lost their opportunity now. They didn't. They didn't jump on what was offered to them. That's it, that's all. So, let's see here. I truly feel that you were sent there. You were sent there as their savior. Yeah, but they decided to stay in the darkness. Let's see the closure. Let's see the closure. Tell me. Yeah, listen. We have the Three of Cups here and the Chariot. It kind of feels that it was all about their social life, all of those things, right? You move forward. You move forward. There is some kind of thing here about someone. You are absolutely not operating from the same place, but I truly feel here that there is some kind of something that was all about allowing this person to elevate. To elevate. And I kind of feel that it's something that this person might have truly want. But they don't have what it takes. I kind of feel that you were guided to take distance. Take distance, right? I kind of feel that you might have been in love with this person in the beginning, right? But you are totally out of love now because you might truly see them as even karmic, right? Even karmic, because at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't matter if it's because they are under some kind of influence or not under some kind of influence. If it's so easy to influence them, you know, it's like the cheaters who say, no, but it's not my fault. It's because they are seducing me and I cannot say no. I already saw somebody say that. No, I'm just weak, you know, I cannot say no. I won't search to cheat, but if somebody's coming at me, what can I do? I'm weak. Jellybag, you understand? You're a cheater. You can tell yourself whatever narrative you want. You are a cheater. If you cannot say no, and you are making yourself all those excuses, I am weak and I accept to be weak, I'm sorry, you are a cheater, don't be in a relationship, right? Kind of feel that this is a little bit what's going on here. So anyway, I will leave it here. I hope that it was helpful, insightful, maybe even healing. Uh, Mainly, this is not a big loss for you, right? This is not a big loss. And I kind of feel that the message here, it is, we are starting here with not in love anymore, right? Not in love anymore. So I kind of feel that this is telling me there is a shift in the energy. Maybe you were in love, maybe you are not in love anymore. Maybe there is still this anger and this frustration and all those kind of things, because this Jezebel here, we are talking about the devil, right? This is the devil energy. This is somebody who will do whatever they can do in order to destroy your life. So I kind of feel that it's not just about not allowing this person to be in alignment. I kind of feel that this is somebody also very jealous, you know. They need to be the whatever it may be, right? So I wish you a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.